Hey viewers, it's Tuesday on the Pagan Perspective, and I'm your host, Kara, and I am sitting in a really awkward place on campus because I just got my computer back. I've been kind of MIA on YouTube for a while because my laptop was letting me view YouTube, but I couldn't sign into my account, so I couldn't comment to you guys. And then all the other computers on campus let me sign in and comment, and that's how I was able to answer messages and stuff. But they don't have JavaScript, so I couldn't watch anything. So I finally got my computer back. I am right outside the computer center because I just picked it up, and I just sat down to do this video because I need to get it to you. So if I keep stopping because people are walking by, I hope they will understand that I'm just a nutcase. So I'm talking to my computer. Anyway, here we go. Okay, it's week 3 on the Pagan Perspective, and here is our topic description. It's about God and Goddess and deity in general, and sort of like if we work with a specific God and Goddess, what's the story behind them? Who are they to the culture that they come from? Why do we like them? What is their symbolism? What do you think about working with gods and goddesses in general? Do you work with them? Do you work with one more than the other, or equally? Share what you use to represent them on your altar, in your daily life, etc. Now, I'm not going to touch on all of those things because you'll see I don't really have very many specific things to say. So first, I will just say that I do believe in deity in general. That's the first thing you need to know. I do believe in deity, and I do use them in my practice. Now, the fact that I believe in a god and a goddess may have just been me taking my Catholic upbringing and always having believed in a god, and me thinking, well, if there's a god, why isn't there a goddess? Because there has to be a feminine aspect. And from a small child, I always thought that. And to me, I just felt like the Virgin Mary was the Catholic goddess. And that was fine with me. That's how I worked. So now, I do have a god and a goddess, and I do believe in their one unity when they come together, the aspect of the spirit, the one, stuff like that. I view them separately. I don't normally talk about or refer to one together, and now people are walking by, so they're going to think I'm being really awkward, but I don't care. I generally consider them separate because society uses them separately. Society has masculine and feminine, and even languages put words into masculine and feminine. And it's just what we know as human beings. It's what we're comfortable with. Animals are male and female. The parts of a plug, an electrical plug, there's a male end and a female end. Plants have male and female parts. It's just how we work. But I don't, however, I do not assign typical societal gender roles to my god and goddess, because my god, to me, my god is all of the gods of all the other pantheons, all the other religions together. And same for the goddess. All the pantheons, all the religions, all their goddesses together. I just call it by the one name. The only time I refer to them by something other than god or goddess, the only time I use an actual name is if I'm calling on a specific aspect. If I am talking to them in general, I use the general term. If I only want to talk to one specific aspect of them, I call on that. Does that make sense? So if you look at all of the pantheons and how they describe their gods and goddesses, there are vengeful, terrible, angry goddesses, and there are very gentle, caring, loving, creative gods, and there are people like that too. And so I don't even picture them really as being overtly male or female, masculine, feminine. I mean, on my altar, if you guys remember from my personal channel, my video, my representations of god and goddess are like a gold lion statue for my god side, and a white unicorn oil burner for my goddess. And so I don't even I don't picture Deity always as a person. I don't picture Deity always the same way. I represent them as a lion and a unicorn on my altar. And candle holder that is, it's like, I don't know what it's made of, but it looks like stone, but it's not. And it's an angel without a face. And I use that sometimes to represent the goddess also. And now more people are walking by and they're going to think I'm awkward, but I don't care. I'm just going to keep talking because I need to get this done. And along with like the faceless angel, I don't have a physical representation of it, but a lot of times as a human image, I picture the god as the horned god, as Pan, or, you know, with antlers, and maybe he has hooves and like goat's feet, stuff like that. But it's never the same. I picture them so many different ways. They never represent one thing to me. It's just whatever I'm thinking of at the time is what comes to me, and that's what I go with. Sometimes it's an animal, sometimes it's a plant, sometimes it's just a ball of light or a cloud, like how God, the Christian God, is portrayed in like cartoons. Now I'm getting text messages. I need to finish this. Okay, hold on. An older woman just walked by and went into the office that's over there. I'm like surrounded by offices. I told you this is an awkward place. And I don't know if she heard what I was talking about, but she was like walking up toward me and she just like started smiling and like looking at me for a second, and then she was like, and walked away and just like smiled at me. So maybe she heard what I was talking about? Anyway, so it's not important to me what they look like. It's not important to me that my god is always a boy and my goddess is always a girl. I have them separately that way because everything is viewed that way. It's just what we know. I forgot to mention, I've got notes on my screen because I don't have anything else, so I just typed up some notes. If I do use a name, most of the time I use names from the Greek pantheon because I have always been into Greek mythology, and Roman also. I go with that because, you know, they're basically the same thing, but different names most of the time. And those are the two that I'm the most familiar with. I know some of the gods and goddesses from the Egyptian pantheon, and they are awesome, but I don't have, like, a main... I don't have main deities that I work with all the time. I'm eclectic. It's what we do. So, yeah, I'm gonna get to editing this video and get it to you guys because you've been waiting forever to hear from me. And I'm gonna start getting back involved with my channel because my computer is fixed. Round of applause. I'm so excited. So, if I forgot to cover something or you want to know something else, shoot me a comment, video response. And yeah, like Kyle said, we are looking and have been looking. We have been looking at everyone who has said that they would be interested. We are looking through all of the options for our Friday and Saturday, and we're trying to find out who would work. Now, personally, I feel really, really terrible if we were to come up with someone who's just awesome and would be perfect, but they happen to be Wiccan and we already have Wiccans. I would feel really bad turning you away because we already have that covered, because you have your own perspective. We've gotten comments about the fact that 4 of us are American and only 1 of us is from outside the US. I'm sorry, guys, we can't help that. If you don't tell us that you're interested, then we can't represent that. So I'm sorry. We work with what we've got. And I will see you guys next week. I'm going to get going now because more people are walking by. More awkwardness. I love making people feel awkward. This is great. I will see you next week. Bye for now. And I'm nowhere near the button to turn it off.